Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 Blanka and Sagat. These are two large, deluxe, oversized figures. I pre-ordered these guys at Big Bad Toy Store. They arrived today, so let's take a look at the packaging. I love the packaging on these guys. It's like a sort of video game, arcade game right in front of you. At the top, we have the health bar, and then we have the sort of controls, and then as you can see, Street Fighter 2, the final challengers, Blanka. Here he is in the package. We have him, a couple heads, different set of hands, and the sort of energy lightning effects. One set package, Street Fighter 2 characters. At the back, here's Blanka, and here are a bunch of other characters available. At the bottom, there's this barcode if it helps. Next, we have Sagat. He's got a display stand, heads, extra hands, energy effect. Sagat. Here's the back, pose up, ready to go. Bunch of other characters, and of course, his barcode. So with no further ado, let's open them up. Alright, now that we got these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. Blanka and Sagat. We have electric effects from Blanka, 4 hands, 2 heads. Sagat here, he's got a display stand, an energy effect, 4 hands, and 2 heads. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures individually. We'll check out their accessories, height, and articulation, and then we'll compare them with a bunch of other action figures. Let's start off with Blanka, the one that everyone is probably looking forward to, although I think they're both awesome figures. Before we jump into Blanka, I wanted to talk about the Jada Toys Street Fighter line for a second. Now, Jada Toys are really good quality. The articulation's great, the sculpt, paint job, the plastic, the accessories, it's all there. My biggest problem is they're so damn small. Yes, I prefer the 7-inch scale, but I also collect plenty of 6-inch stuff. Marvel Legends, Jada Classified, Mafex, Mezco, etc. Jada Toys are so tiny next to the Marvel Legends figures, it just makes me not want to get them. But these guys were deluxe oversized figures, and they're a little bit more to my liking. I thought these guys looked fantastic. I've been waiting for them for a long time. Ordering from Big Bad Toy Store, they took forever. Missed them at Target every time they showed up, or at every store. They're great figures. I just feel like the regular Jada Toy stuff is closer to 5-inch than 6-inch, and that kind of turns me off. But these guys are fantastic. And really the other ones are too. They're just so damn small. They're kind of like Star Wars Black. Just smaller than the other 6-inch stuff around them. So here's Blanka. He's got the 2 electric effects, 4 hands, and 2 heads. Blanka's backstory is that he was once human, but after a plane crash in Brazil, he mutated, resulting in his green coloring and ability to generate electricity. If that sounds a little vague, that's because it is. I didn't know Blanka was human. I always thought he was some sort of monstrosity or beast-type hybrid. He first debuted in the 2nd Street Fighter game, so let's take a closer look. Now, he does not look like a regular man by any means. The green skin kind of gives you a Hulk vibe. He's big, muscular, and he has this giant, ridiculous-looking orange hair. Kind of reminds you of something from Dragon Ball Z. Orange chest hair, and orange forearm, and shin hair. Very hairy guy. He's got double-jointed elbows, double-jointed knees, shackles around his ankles, ripped shorts, butterfly joints. I mean, articulation is superb. You can see the joints are sort of miscolored. A lot of action figure lines have that problem. They're made at different parts in the factory. Not the same sort of shade of green as the rest of his body. The same with the elbows. That's kind of a turnoff. The hair even looks like it has a little bit of texturing sort of going on. They just feel good. The plastic feels good. They feel sturdy. I like it. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. He looks angry, intimidating. Kind of cartoony, but not in a bad way. Enormous hair, very accurate to his look in the games. And then here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories. And let's start off with his hands. He has a total of 4 hands, 2 left hands, and 2 right hands. Here's Blanka with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. And here's his second pair of hands. These are a pair of gripping hands. Now let's look at his heads. He has 2 of them, one with an angry expression, and one with an angrier, screaming expression. Here's Blanka's first head. This one has the angry expression. And here's his second head. This one has the mouth open, angry, screaming expression. And then we have his electric effects. I can put these to a lot of use in my action figure world. They look pretty good. They're cast in a sort of semi-transparent plastic, yellow at the bottom, and white as it gets taller. They've got a little sort of give to them. Now, they're not two of the exact same pieces, which is what I would expect. They're totally different, and I appreciate that. I picture something like this. Him sort of hunched over, about a pounce with those electric effects all around him. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his hair, standing about 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to just over 18 centimeters. And for his articulation, which is quite impressive. Starting with his head, of course, you can rotate side to side. He can look up about that far. They did a good job of not having the hair obstruct that, and down quite a bit as well. He has articulation both at the top of the neck and the bottom of the neck. He can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out about 90 degrees. Up, down, around. He's got this butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest. Forward and back motion. And they did a pretty good job of not making it look hideous like some figure lines do. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. His wrists can rotate and hinged. Ball joint his torso. Rotate around, forward and back. And they did a pretty good job with the chest here. There's more sculpted inside of here, so it looks good like this and like this. Another ball joint his waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, very good range of motion in the torso area. Legs, complete as splits. Ball joints. Has kind of dropped down hips slightly. You can see how high up they are. When you rotate them, it kind of pushes them down, but it pushes them right back up, so they never look bad. Very well done. No rotation there. Double jointed knees. And his ankle, forward and back. He's got rotation, sort of like an ankle cut. Tilt rock. Very, very nice. Now let's look at Sagat. That's how I've always said it in my head. I've seen it pronounced Sagat or Sagat. Not honestly sure which one's right, but ever since I was a kid, that's how I've always said it in my head. He has the energy effect, a little display stand for the energy effect, 4 hands, 2 heads. So let's take a look. He's a fighter. He's got gym shorts on. He's supposed to be a Muay Thai fighter, and I believe he was sort of the original boss of the first game. As you can see, he's missing an eye. He's got an eye patch here. He looks really, really tough. A scar on his head. Scar on his neck, huge scar across his torso. That is sort of his signature look. He's got wrap around his hands, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, wrap around his ankles as well. Love the gym shorts. I think they look pretty good. Tons of muscular definition sculpted all around the figure. Butterfly joints, and I'm very pleased with how well they made them look. So, looks like another home run by Jada Toys here. These two figures are excellent. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Like I said, just looks like a tough motherfucker. And then here he is, broken down with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out those accessories. And let's start off with his hands. He has a total of 4 hands, 2 left hands, and 2 right hands. Here's Sagat with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. And then, with his second pair of hands, these are a pair of gripping hands. Now let's look at his heads. He has 2 of them, one with a normal expression and one with an angry expression. Here's a look at his first head. This one has the normal expression. And here's his alternate head. This one has the angry expression. Now let's look at his energy effect and display stand. We have this little ball of energy that's going to be launched and head toward the other player. Looks very nice. It's got a little hole at the bottom here that will attach to the display stand, and then once you plug it in here, you can kind of treat it as a projectile that Sagat here is launching toward the other player. Here's Sagat launching his projectile, about to take out the enemy player. And now for his height, and this guy is enormous. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 7.7 inches tall, which can translate to 19.5 centimeters. In the game, he's supposed to be 7'5", so he's a really, really big guy. And for the articulation. Starting with his head, of course, rotate side to side. He can look up about that far, down pretty good amount as well. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Once again, his articulation at the top of the neck and the bottom of the neck. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out a good 90 degrees. Up, down, around. He's got the butterfly joint, forward and back motion. Like I said, very nicely done. It's not hideous. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. His wrists can rotate, and it is hinged as well. Ball joint the torso. Rotate around. Forward and back. Quite a bit forward and back. Rotate is not as much. Another one is waist. Rotate around a lot more. Forward and back a little bit less. Between the two, very good range of motion in the torso. Legs, complete of splits, ball joints. He has the same sort of feature as Blanka. They kind of go down, but they go right back up. It's really well designed there. He's got a sort of thigh cut, I guess. Double jointed knees. An ankle cut. And his actual ankle forward and back, tilt rock, and toe articulation. Here's the Jada Toys Sagat next to the old Soda Toys version. They're really the exact same height, even though the Soda Toys, I believe, was a 7-inch scale line, and Jada Toys, a 6-inch scale line. Here's a look at Blanka versus Sagat. Round 1, fight! And here they are in the middle of round 3, both pulling out all the stops, using their energy effects. Which one will win? Drop me in the comments below. Which one do you want to win? Now let's check them out. Next to some other action figures. Starting off with some other Street Fighter figures. Here are all the Jada Toys Street Fighter figures that I have. I got a couple of the earlier ones, Chun-Li and Dalsum. When I got them, they were just so damn small that I was disappointed. Do not misunderstand me, the quality's good, the sculpted paint job, articulation, but they're just so damn small. And then later I got DJ and Cammy, a couple of characters that I really liked from way back in the day. The line as a whole is great quality, just so damn small that it was a huge turnoff for me and I just stopped getting them. But these deluxe oversized figures are really, really cool. I mean, they're all really cool, really good quality, and I'm not even picky about the scale. I collect 6 and 7-inch stuff, but these guys are just way smaller than the majority of 6-inch stuff that I collect. Here's a look at a bunch of Hasbro Marvel Legends figures next to a bunch of Jada Toys regular Street Fighter figures. These are both quote-unquote 6-inch scale, but 6-inch scale means a lot of things. I think Jada Toys goes for more the true 1/12 scale, which is small like SH Figure Arts and Figma, which is frankly very disappointing to me. Look at the shoulders on Logan and Professor X next to the shoulders on Dalsum. He's just so little. Chun-Li scales up pretty close to Black Cat there. DJ pretty close to the Mandarin. But as a whole, they're just so much smaller that it's a turnoff. I already prefer the 7-inch scale, but I like 6-inch stuff as well. These guys feel almost more like 5-inch stuff. And I mean, maybe a little bit over dramatic. But they're just so little. I mean, look at Mandarin next to Cammy. Look at Professor next to Chun-Li. Look at Dalsum next to the Marvel figures. And I'm not even using Tombstone as a point of reference because he's way bigger than the other ones. But there you have it. Here are these Jada Toys Deluxe Street Fighter figures. Next to some McFarlane 7-inch Mortal Kombat 11 figures. It would be really nice if you had a cohesive Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat line that's scaled up next to each other. It looks like these guys scale up pretty nice together. But unfortunately, that's just not the world we live in. And here they are. Next to McFarlane Mortal Kombat Classic figure. Katana here is the only one that I have so far. Still waiting for the rest to ship from the McFarlane toy store. And here with a Mezco Mortal Kombat 10 Katana. This is a 6-inch scale figure and is really, really small, which is about the scale of the Jada Toys regular Street Fighter figures. Really, really small. Now let's check them out. Next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how they fit in both scale and style-wise. In case you want to know which lines you can mix them with. Since they're Jada Toy Street Fighter figures, they are 6-inch scale, and even though these guys are well over 7 inches tall, they're still part of a 6-inch scale action figure line. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller action figures that I collect, and then work my way larger. Here they are with some Jazzware Fortnite figures. and some SH Figure Arts action figures. And now, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends and Mafex figures, here they are, next to a couple of potatoes. And here they are, with some Mattel and Mezco DC figures. Then, with both some Jazzwares and Mattel wrestling figures. Next, with some NECA and DC Direct figures. And finally, with some McFarlane and Diamond Select toys. So overall, these two are absolutely fantastic figures. I think the entire Jada Toy Street Fighter line is great. The articulation, the plastic, the durability, the accessories, it's all there. I just can't stand how small they are. And I don't mind 6-inch figures, but I mind super small 6-inch figures like SH Figure Arts and Figma, that sort of stuff. These guys are a little bit different. These guys are over 7 inches tall, and they do look quite ridiculous with Chun-Li next to Sagat here. The scale is just so different, but they're part of the same scale and the same line. And I do realize she's probably like 5'10" and he's 7'5". That's a big difference. Anyway, long story short, the Jada Toy Street Fighter figures are great. They're just too small, and it turns me off of them. But these guys don't have that problem. These guys are fantastic. They fit in great with 7-inch stuff, and really 6-inch stuff too, because they're big boys. Their accessories are great. Their articulation is fantastic, and they look good. They look a little bit cartoony, but they're based off a classic video game. They should look cartoony. They don't look ridiculously cartoony. I think they look just right. Very pleased with both of them. I don't see any reason to rate either one of them less than 8 out of 10. They're both very nice figures, and I think they're worthy of the same rating. Blanka was always a personal favorite because he's just so unique and cool looking. And Sagat here, I've always liked the previous figure that I had from many years ago, and this one is not quite as detailed, but way more articulated. I'd say 2 home runs here by Jada Toys. You can probably count me in for all the Deluxe Street Fighter figures they make, and some of the small ones, but they're just so small. I want to check out Jada Toys Cyberpunk stuff, but they're probably so little also that I just don't want to do it. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.